What was meant to be a celebration of three iconic games making a return in a new coat of paint has very quickly turned into one of the biggest disasters Rockstar Games has ever seen. I love their games and I love what they do most of the time, but this one is very much a disgrace. It all started with not being able to preload the game and having to wait for a global release while the PlayStation folks are playing the game 16 hours early, because that was fun for them. Then whenever the game finally did come out, the folks who then had to have a 9 to 5 had to then sit there for several hours if their internet connection wasn't all that good to then finally be able to play the game. But here's the kicker: because a few hours after the games were finally globally released and people were busy downloading their game and were just waiting until they could finally get their hands on this remaster, Rockstar decided to go and do some maintenance. This maintenance took 30 plus hours of people not being able to access the games that they purchased. There was luckily a way how you could go around this by going into offline mode, but then Rockstar decided, this maintenance is not really working out. I should add, by the way, that during this maintenance, all the other Rockstar titles like GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 were also unable to be accessed, which also means that those folks who purchased those games were also unable to play them too. Now, luckily, Rockstar decided after 30 plus hours it was probably a good idea to turn the Rockstar launcher back on again and gave it a patch. However, this patch completely removed access to the games. If you had purchased them, if you had downloaded them all, and even offline mode would no longer work. These games, at this moment in time, at the time of recording, do no longer exist for PC. Stop the tape! Stop the tape! I think I know exactly why this shit was taken down. GTA Trilogy chaos continues as hot coffee sex files reportedly uncovered in Definitive Edition. The hot coffee mod was still in the fucking game? This shit was removed in the 2.0 versions back in 2005. What the fuck? Why they didn't compile these files is literally beyond me, because that's, as far as I'm aware, game development 101. How this was an oversight, I do not know. But obviously, the moment people found out on the internet, Rockstar was like, oh shit, take it down, take it down! And then they did. Instead of keeping us updated and giving us clear communication of what exactly is going on, they decided to post another tweet saying, hey, thanks for your patience. Keep it up. You've been waiting for over 24 hours to play your video game. Because the reason why, I think, is because at that stage, they were still confident that they could patch this within a few hours, which is probably the reason why they went into maintenance, so they could quickly scramble together a patch to make sure that these files were no longer leaked. But at that point, it was already too late, because this is the internet. And even taking down save files and mods that were released from 14 years ago, because yes, Take-Two did go after it yet again, they decided it was a much better idea to go and take down an entire launcher so no one could access the games anymore. Now, obviously, this makes no sense whatsoever, because these dev notes and these files are already out there. The game has been leaked online, and those folks who had purchased the game have now resulted into pirating the game instead, because at least then they can fucking play it. Oh, by the way, should I mention that they're probably violating customer laws in Europe somewhere as well? This is definitely something that they want to get on top of very quickly. Personally, I have been enjoying the remasters, but hearing all this stuff has really put a damper on my enjoyment, for the simple reason that it really just hurts to see those folks on PC not being able to access the game. There's folks right there who are now sitting on a Saturday wondering how exactly they're going to play their video game they've been waiting for to play for weeks, if not months. It is quite frankly just really frustrating, especially considering the fact that the original versions were taken down, as well as all the mods and that sort of stuff. A lot of stuff was sacrificed so these remasters could come out. And quite frankly, having a launch on PC again not going the way that it should be It's just getting really frustrating. You would think that with the launch of Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC, they would have learned of how to launch a game successfully. Unfortunately, yet again, Rockstar seems to be failing at doing what their customers want. Having a functioning game on day one. It is really frustrating because these remasters should have been a celebration of 3 iconic games, but they've turned into yet again another rant on Twitter, another angry tweet, or another man laying in the dark somewhere, wondering where that illustrious GTA 6 is going to be. Is it out there somewhere in the distance, waiting for us to be played? Or is this distant wish yet another GTA Online DLC or version of GTA 5? You know what's actually irony about this all? In the remasters, there's a cutscene that perfectly describes the situation.
I have been sitting in this chair all night with the lights off, drinking coffee. This is a disaster. We are so screwed, man. These gorillas, listen to me, are gonna come down here and rip my head off. It's ridiculous. I did not go to law school for this. Okay, now what the hell are we gonna do?
Shut up, sit down, relax. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. You're gonna find out who took our cocaine, and then we're gonna kill them.